In today's video, we uncover the secrets behind one of the most dramatic betrayals in Japanese history. In the year 1582, amidst the chaos and constant warfare of the Sengoku period, one man's actions would change the course of history forever. Akechi Mitsuhide, a trusted general under the formidable warlord Oda Nobunaga, staged a betrayal. But what drove Mitsuhide to turn against his lord? Was it personal vendetta, political ambition, or something more? Let's find out. Akechi Mitsuhide, also called Jubei, is a famous historical person known for both his loyalty and his eventual betrayal of Oda Nobunaga, a powerful Japanese warlord during the Sengoku period. Although not much is known about Mitsuhide's early life, a mix of historical accounts and legends gives us some insight into his background and early years. Mitsuhide was born in 1528 in Tara Castle, located in the Mino province, which is in the present-day Gifu prefecture. He was born into the Akechi clan, a minor samurai family with roots tracing back to the prestigious Toki clan. His father, Akechi Mitsutsuna, served as a local governor, managing a small territory under the control of the Saito clan. This connection placed Mitsuhide in a relatively advantageous position within the social hierarchy of the time. As was typical for a young samurai of his rank, Mitsuhide received a well-rounded education in both combat and academics. From a young age, he trained in various martial arts, including sword fighting, archery, and horseback riding. These skills were crucial for a samurai, preparing him for his future military duties. Besides his martial training, Mitsuhide also studied Confucianism and Buddhism. This dual focus on combat skills and intellectual growth was common for samurai, who were expected to be both fierce warriors and cultured gentlemen. The emphasis on Confucian values, in particular, would have instilled in Mitsuhide a strong sense of loyalty, duty, and honor, qualities that shaped his early career. Though much of Mitsuhide's early life centers on his military and political activities, it's also noted that he had a deep appreciation for the arts. He practiced the tea ceremony, a sophisticated cultural activity that focused on aesthetics, discipline, and social etiquette. This side of him shows the well-rounded nature of his samurai life, balancing combat duties with cultural refinement. In his early years, Mitsuhide served the Saito clan, which controlled the Mino province. The head of the clan during this period was Saito Dosan, a cunning and ambitious daimyo known for his strategic acumen. Under Dosan's tutelage, Mitsuhide honed his skills and gained valuable experience in governance and military strategy. The political landscape of the Sengoku period was one of constant upheaval and shifting alliances. Around 1566, Mitsuhide's fortunes changed dramatically when Saito Dosan was defeated by Oda Nobunaga, a rising power in the region. Recognizing Nobunaga's potential to unify Japan, Mitsuhide switched allegiances and entered Nobunaga's service. Mitsuhide's transition to the Oda clan marked the beginning of his rise to prominence. Nobunaga recognized Mitsuhide's talents and entrusted him with significant responsibilities. He served as a senior retainer and was involved in several key military campaigns, proving his loyalty and competence. Oda Nobunaga had been a dominant force in Japanese politics and military affairs. By the early 1580s, he had consolidated power over much of Japan through a combination of military prowess, strategic alliances, and ruthless suppression of his rivals. Nobunaga's ambition was to unify Japan, a goal that seemed within reach by 1582. Akechi Mitsuhide, initially a loyal retainer, had served Nobunaga faithfully for several years. He played crucial roles in various military campaigns, contributing significantly to Nobunaga's success. However, Nobunaga's leadership style was often brutal, and he was known to humiliate and punish his subordinates harshly, including Mitsuhide. Several factors contributed to Akechi Mitsuhide's growing discontent with Oda Nobunaga, eventually leading to his betrayal. These factors include public humiliation, the loss of family members, and economic strain, all of which combined to create a deep-seated resentment and a desire for revenge. Mitsuhide reportedly suffered significant public humiliation at the hands of Nobunaga, which severely damaged his pride and honor, crucial elements of a samurai's identity. One notable incident occurred after the siege of Yakami Castle in 1579. Mitsuhide had successfully negotiated the surrender of Hatano Hideharu, the castle's defender, promising him safe passage. However, Nobunaga reneged on this agreement and ordered the execution of Hideharu, undermining Mitsuhide's credibility and honor. The aftermath of this event was particularly humiliating for Mitsuhide. Nobunaga publicly reprimanded him for his failure to secure the castle more swiftly, disregarding the complexities of the siege and the peaceful resolution Mitsuhide had orchestrated. This public scolding not only embarrassed Mitsuhide, but also portrayed him as ineffective and disloyal in the eyes of his peers. Such treatment was deeply offensive to Mitsuhide, who valued his reputation and honor above all else. The loss of family members further deepened Mitsuhide's animosity towards Nobunaga. While the specifics are somewhat murky, it is believed that Mitsuhide's mother, Doto Myoshu, fell victim to Nobunaga's ruthless tactics. One account suggests she was killed during an attack on Mitsuhide's domain, either directly by Nobunaga's forces or as a result of collateral damage of Nobunaga's campaigns. This personal tragedy had a profound impact on Mitsuhide. The loss of his mother, combined with Nobunaga's uncompromising and often brutal approach to warfare, likely fueled a desire for vengeance. For a samurai, family honor and loyalty were paramount, and Mitsuhide's inability to protect his own mother would have been a source of immense personal shame and grief. This deep-seated sorrow and rage contributed significantly to his eventual decision to betray Nobunaga. Nobunaga's relentless demands on his retainers also placed substantial economic strain on Mitsuhide's domain. Nobunaga's ambitious military campaigns required vast resources, and he imposed heavy taxation and requisitioning policies to support his endeavors. Mitsuhide, like many of Nobunaga's vassals, was forced to comply with these burdensome demands, which strained his financial resources and those of his people. The economic hardship inflicted by Nobunaga's policies exacerbated existing tensions. Mitsuhide's territory, already recovering from previous conflicts, struggled under the weight of continuous resource extraction. The financial strain affected not only Mitsuhide's ability to maintain his domain, but also the welfare of his retainers and subjects. This persistent economic pressure would have contributed to the growing dissatisfaction and resentment toward Nobunaga's leadership. Deployment to Chugoku in June 1582, Nobunaga ordered Mitsuhide to assist Hideyoshi, another of Nobunaga's generals, in a siege against the Mori clan in the Chugoku region. Mitsuhide was preparing to depart for this mission when he decided to enact his plan. The march to Honnoji, Mitsuhide redirected his forces towards Kyoto, where Nobunaga was staying at the Honnoji Temple, a relatively small and poorly defended location. Nobunaga was resting and only had a small contingent of soldiers with him, as he believed the area to be secure. In the early hours of June 21st, 1582, Mitsuhide's forces surrounded Honnoji. The element of surprise was crucial, and Mitsuhide's men quickly overwhelmed the temple guards. Realizing he was trapped, Nobunaga chose to commit seppuku, a form of ritual suicide, to avoid capture and dishonor. His death marked the end of his quest to unify Japan. Following Nobunaga's death, Mitsuhide quickly moved to consolidate his power. He captured Azuchi Castle, Nobunaga's primary stronghold, and began issuing commands as Nobunaga's successor. Mitsuhide declared himself the new ruler, but his position was precarious. Mitsuhide's betrayal shocked the political landscape of Japan. Nobunaga's allies and other daimyos quickly moved to respond. The most significant threat came from Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who had been one of Nobunaga's most trusted generals and was engaged in the siege of Takamatsu Castle against the Mori clan when he learned of Nobunaga's death. Hideyoshi acted swiftly, securing a truce with the Mori clan to free his forces. He then led his troops in a forced march back to Kyoto, covering an impressive distance in a short time to confront Mitsuhide. On the morning of July 2nd, 1582, Hideyoshi's forces launched their attack. The battle began with skirmishes between the two armies as Hideyoshi's troops maneuvered to encircle Mitsuhide's forces. Hideyoshi's capture of Mount Tenno proved to be a turning point. From this elevated position, Hideyoshi's archers and musketeers would rain down fire on Mitsuhide's troops, disrupting their formations and causing significant casualties. As Hideyoshi's forces pressed their advantage, they launched a full-scale assault on Mitsuhide's position. Mitsuhide's troops, already demoralized and outnumbered, were unable to mount an effective defense. Hideyoshi's strategic use of terrain and the overwhelming momentum of his forces quickly broke Mitsuhide's lines. Faced with the collapse of his defenses, Mitsuhide attempted to rally his troops for a final stand, but was ultimately forced to retreat. His forces were pursued and harried by Hideyoshi's troops, resulting in a rout. Mitsuhide himself fled the battlefield, seeking refuge in the countryside. Shortly after his defeat, Akechi Mitsuhide was captured and killed by local bandits or rival samurai near Kyoto. His death marked the quick end of his brief attempt to seize power. The Battle of Yamazaki solidified Toyotomi Hideyoshi's position as the leading power in Japan. With Mitsuhide defeated, Hideyoshi swiftly moved to take control of Nobunaga's former territories, using his victory to win the loyalty of the other daimyo and former Nobunaga retainers. The battle and its aftermath led to major political changes. Hideyoshi's success paved the way for him to eventually control most of Japan, continuing Nobunaga's efforts towards unification. Following Yamazaki, Hideyoshi rewarded loyal followers and consolidated power, setting the stage for his rise as one of Japan's most powerful and influential leaders. And that concludes our look into the dramatic life and ultimate betrayal of Akechi Mitsuhide. His actions forever changed the course of Japanese history, leading to the unification of Japan. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey. We hope you enjoyed this video, and for a closer look into the lore that finally united Japan, watch this video.